Hey guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and today I am in the Caravan, the Caravan 675 by Thranda. Now, I actually got two versions of this aircraft, the Grand Caravan and the Caravan, and I am going to be flying the Caravan today. And this is one of my introductory flights to the Caravan. So my plan is to go through the checklist and take a really short flight from Oxford-Henderson, North Carolina to Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, KRDU. Okay, so right now I am at Oxford-Henderson, Kilo Hotel, November Zulu, and so this is the aircraft. Now, those guys, as you know, did a great job. Did a great job modeling the outside of the aircraft. Um, while I don't have a real Caravan to compare this to, I take it that this is exactly what the Caravan looks like. One thing I am noticing, however, is I don't know why, but it seemed to be floating here a little bit. Now that may be an issue with the mesh. The Let's see, I'm not sure why the wheels are not on the ground, but I'm not going to hold that against Rhonda. Okay, so let's continue to take a quick look at it. See, and while I'm out here, I might as well make sure that my controls are free and correct, and they look like they are. Just go ahead and box that a little bit. Yep. Okay. And now this guy does have a turbo engine. In fact, a lot of the things that I can do that I probably won't do is like open up the column and take a look at some of what's available to see in terms of the turbo engine. Let's see. Now these are some things that I have not done. Now I did go through some things. As you can see, there is a pull-out menu, and let's see. I want to go to camera, which is where I'm at, and let's see. That's inside. Click on some of these click spots and see where they get me. I think the reason why that's not getting me outside. Let's see. Well, I don't see an outside view, but I did set up X camera to help me control my views. So yeah, that's really what I'm going to use. Okay, well, as long as I'm inside, then we might as well go with it. All right, so this is a custom panel. I did change a few things around to fit my needs. I do have the GTN 750 installed, and if you want to know how to turn it off, then you need to go into the 750 settings and tie it to the aviation bus, because by default it was in an always on state. Okay, just in case you have this and notice that it's always on. All right, so like I said, I am going to go through the checklist, and well, before we do that, let's kind of look around the aircraft. The top and got seats in the back, and yeah, so that's pretty cool. Got a little cargo area, double seats. Yep. So this is what I like to call a Part 135 aircraft. Part 135 is generally for charter operations, and quite frankly, I do not do a lot of charter flights. My specialty is Part 61, just getting out and going and get the $100 hamburger. Occasionally, I might do a Part 91 flight where a group of business people might buy an aircraft and hire a pilot to fly it. Um, and of course, Part 121 are airline operations. I don't do any of that. So much so that that I haven't even purchased the hot start, um, um, the hearts, the 650, the Challenger 650. Um, Even though that's more of a part 135 machine charter. It actually could be used for a small to do some small airline operations too. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, now I've flown this aircraft a little bit and I really enjoy it. There is one thing that I'm gonna be frank about that I don't really like about this aircraft, and I think that if they had done the extra work, it may have made this a study level aircraft, is that Thranda did not model the fuses. But to be honest with you, even aircraft where I have the fuses model, I rarely pull them in any case, but it's just for me just nice to have the fuses modeled, especially in today's aircraft. All right, so with that said, everything else about this aircraft I really adore. All right, now let's go ahead and start our chat list here. So, well, before we do that, let's just kind of go through the menu right quick. So we got this. It usually start with general, and I know this can be a little difficult to see um, because 4K usually makes stuff really small, but engine mode, simplified and realistic, and I like to keep it on realistic. Um, Electric tug is off, but if I needed to move the aircraft around, then I could release the brakes here. Let's get rid of the yoke. I would have to release the brakes, get them in now. And then I think I might be able to use this electric tug. Let me get back outside. And so yeah, don't really have any need for it, but it's there. All right, get back in and set my brakes. Bless you. All right, and panel reflections are off. I tend to like to keep them on because I like to make the the flying experience as realistic as possible, and in my mind, that adds to the immersion. Okay, all covers are off right now, but I could put them on. Let's see, I'm just going to put all my covers on. Leave the doors closed. So this is how it looks with the static elements. And if I take the tie downs off and take the covers off, then I can do all that in one stroke. I also believe that I can go around and there may be some click spots on this stuff. Okay, so I was turning the click spots on. So yeah, I got click spots here. And so yeah, on the outside, I do have some stuff that I can turn off and on. I don't see click spots for the static elements, so I am going to have to remove them here. And let me turn the click spots. Well, let me close this guy back down. I guess I have to click. Let's see, where's that click spot? There it is. All right. Got 3 for the column, look like these lines. Okay. And I think I can do that on both sides. Let me turn the click spots back off. And yeah, so I could have the engine running. I can turn the GPU. I can actually let me go back. I can start the aircraft with the engine running by clicking this guy. I'm not going to click it because I'm not sure whether or not it will reset some of the cold and dark stuff on the inside, which I don't want it to do. The GPU, I can turn that off and on here. I can remove the cargo pod and chunks. Like I said, I'm just gonna move around that. Now, you see, I got in the aircraft to release the brakes, and when I turned the tug on, I could have actually came down here and released the brakes. Okay. Livery. Now, this is the livery that I have at the moment, and the tail number are both liveries that Thranda included with this aircraft, and that's the livery that I'm going to use for this flight. But I could go into painted liveries and make some tweaks and edits to the tail number and to the colors, but for the purposes of this flight, I am not going to do that. All right, weight and balance. Now, when I flew this plane from RDU up to Henderson, which is only about the 32 nautical miles, then I had 4 tanks, but right now I am just going to go with half tanks. But I can actually add fuel to both the left and right, and you can see it changed my center of gravity. So actually, I'm just going to kind of leave it there. Now, let's say I do want to balance them a little bit, so I'm going to bring this back down to 117.5 gallons. And let's add my weight as a passenger. And let's the Caravan is a great aircraft for short hops. So let's say that we do have some passengers that want to get to this airport, from this airport to Raleigh-Durham, which wouldn't be the case IRL in real life, but for the sake of this introductory, then yeah, let's make that happen. All right, and so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passengers. I could add 2 more passengers if I wanted to, and of course with the green Caravan I could have a lot more passengers. All right, so camera, I'm kind of going to skip that. I did click on that a few seconds ago. Let me go ahead and adjust my volumes. Let's see, turn that up, and because I want to make sure that you guys hear this engine. And like I said, this is a custom panel that I'm using now. I've got it saved as panel preset 6, but 4 and 5 is kind of blank stuff that you can grab your stuff and move it. Well, I want to move it there, but kind of do with it as you like. 1, 2, and 3 are really good panels to start out with. Let's see, let's get down to 3. Let's go back this way. All right. Okay, so this is 3. Let me turn the this off. And the 3 has the I think this is the Aspen. Yeah, the Aspen avionics. And 2 is, I think, a 6-pack without a GPS, and then 1, I think, has the Garmin's. So what I did was, I think I started with number 2. Let's see, and there's 0. I think 0 and 1 is pretty much the same. Let's see, trying to change this preset here. All right, let's see. Get down to. So basically, I started out with number 2, I believe. So let me go over here. Shots. It's going way back too far. Okay. All right. Number 2. All right. So I started out with the 6-pack, and I kind of moved this stuff around and made room for my 750 and stuck it in there. So that's how I wound up with the panel that I have, in case you guys decide that you like the panel. All right, so I'm at 15. I'm trying to go down 14, and number 6 is the one that I've got. All right, and I've already saved it, so I don't need to save it again. All right, and miscellaneous. I'm accepting defaults here. Looks like Thranda will introduce an expansion pack at some point. Probably I can expect that we'll get a float version. I find that I don't really fly floats. For me, yeah, I'm basically land-based and haven't thought to seek that virtual type rating for floats. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get this guy started. All right, so let's pull up the chat list, and let's get to the top of the chat list. Okay, pre-flight. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, pilot handbook check. Control locks are removed. Parking brake is set. All switches should be off. So, oh man, these are on. I didn't realize that. I'm glad I did check. Let's see. So, and let's see. So that's off, and off. Yep. Listen to those sounds. Don't you just love it? All right. And okay, so all switches are off. Okay, static pressure is off. Inertia separator is on normal. Standby flap motor is guarded. It's in the right position and it's guarded. Okay, and let's see, it's always tough for me to find my spot. Oxygen supply pressure, let's see, I believe that's up here. Yep, it is. I got roughly about 2,000. Let's see. All right. Fuel selective valves, check that they're on. So let's go back up here, and this is on, left and right is on, and weather radar should be off. Okay, so that little click spot is off, and air conditioner is off. Let's see, air conditioner, yep, just turned those off just now, right? Okay, bleed air is off, and yeah, I would have to check that multiple times throughout the chat list. Now, watch this guy moving. Okay, bleed air is off. Emergency power lever is normal. And let's see, you get down that look. Okay, there we go. And which would be these guys down here. Okay, that's this guy, and it's set to normal. And let's see, find my place. Trim, aileron trim and rudder trim is set to neutral, so that's good. Firewall fuel shut off is pushed in, and cabin heat fuel firewall shut off is pushed in. Battery switch can come on. Okay, so alright, so battery can go on, and avionics number 2 can go on, and I'm gonna listen for an audible fan. Okay, I heard it. I don't know if you guys heard it or not. I'm gonna turn it back on. Okay, so it's subtle, but it's on. Let's see. Make sure that's closed all the way down. Okay. And let's see. Okay. So now I can turn this guy off, which it is, and check my fuel quantity. And I've got these two are my fuel quantities, and they look good. And battery can now go back off. Let's see. All right, and next page. Before starting, pre-flight and weight and balance is complete, and I already did the weight and balance. We are in the envelope, and we got oxygen, and we don't have anything in the cargo pods, but we are carrying the cargo pod. All right, and let's just close this guy because we don't really need it. All right, and passenger briefing is complete. Cabin doors are closed and latched. That's this door here and this door here. So yeah, both of them are closed and latched. So we are good to go there, and parking brake is still set. Control locks has been removed and disengaged. Seatbelt shoulder harness, seatbelt shoulder harness adjust and secure. Switches are all off, and circuit breakers are checked in. Fuel selector tanks are on, and weather radar is still off, and bleed air switch is still off. And I've learned by watching some of Nojo's videos that yeah, we definitely want to make sure that that's off, because it can result in a hot start or a hung start. I think a hot start, as well as this this guy here. So always want to make sure that that's off too. Okay, cabin mix and air, and that's gonna be this guy here, and that's pushed in. Okay, so we're good to go there. Emergency power lever that I just talked about is let's see which button. Okay, that's this guy here, and that's this red guy, and it's on normal. Okay, emergency power lever normal, and then throttle is at idle. Prop control can go to max, and condition lever is cut off, and firewall fuel shut off is pushed in. Okay, so kind of rechecking a bunch of stuff. Inertia separator can go to bypass now. So out is bypass and in is normal. All right, a battery switch can go on. So that's gonna be this guy, and that's on, and wing flaps should be up. So that's this guy, and let's make sure that it's up and indicating up. Okay, no smoking. We can skip that, and fire detection is gonna be this guy here. Okay, that looks good. And annunciator panel lamp test. Okay, looks good. Everything is lit up. And I've got 2 settings for the panel, and some of them can be dimmed for night operations and day operations. It's day, so we're gonna leave them on day. All right, and let's see where. Okay, all right, night and day. So yeah, let's make sure that I haven't skipped anything. All right, so we're gonna do a battery start rather than a GPU start if I got sufficient power and the voltage to start. So battery is still on, and beacon light can go on. I'm using the alpha yoke, and everything, the alpha yokes do tend to control stuff, so that's great. All right, so volts and amp meter, I need 24 volts. Okay, so this is my meter here, and depending on where I got this guy here depends on what I'm seeing, so I need to swing this down to volts, make sure I got over 24. So let me just take it off. All right, so that's 25. 24 would be this tick there, this tick right here. So yeah, so I'm good to go there. So I can do the battery start. Emergency power lever, and let's just check that again. And that's on normal, so I'm good to go there. And make sure that the emergency power lever annunciator is not turned on, not illuminated, and it's not. Check that it's off. And then prop area, so let's clear our prop area. Let's clear left, and we'll clear right, and let's go ahead and open this window here. Clear prop. All right, so let's make that call there, close that window. All right, so people know that we're about to start. Beacon light is on so that they know to stay clear. And now this is a turbo, so things are going to happen in rapid succession. Okay, so I'm going to turn the boost pump on. Fuel boost. Okay, so fuel boost. Then this has 3 positions. Okay, that's on. All right, and fuel pressure. Let's see, fuel pressure is not illuminated. Okay, so that's off, and I don't have any fuel flow. Let's see, so fuel flow is 0. And okay, starter switch, and let's see, so all right, so this is the starter switch, and this is the igniter. All right, so I am gonna hit the starter switch and hit the igniter. Check my oil pressure, make sure that's coming up, when my NG stabilizes over 12%, then I'm gonna add fuel, and then I'm gonna monitor ITT, and 1090 is gonna be the max for ITT. So this is that look like this red mark is the max, but hopefully I won't get anywhere near that. All right, so let's make this happen. All right, so we'll go ahead and do the throttle, do the igniter. All right, oil pressure is coming up. This is oil pressure. All right, and we stabilized at 20. Go ahead and introduce fuel. All right, monitoring ITT. RPMs is coming alive. Fuel flow is alive. And ITT is coming down. Prop speed is going up. And yeah, so I can live with that. But like we stabilized at about 54. 55 on the NG, so we're greater than 52%, and we never even came close to our maximum. Okay, all right, so starter switch can go off, and let's see, okay, engine instruments check. And we'll just check those again and make sure nothing ain't crazy over here. Alright. And generator. So we'll check that the check generator button is the light is off, which it is. And take this to generator, okay, and the mouse aider is off. Battery, let's see, let's go back to the battery, make sure it's charging. Battery is greater than 0, so we know it's charging. And fuel boost switch can go to normal. All right, so let's turn that fuel boost switch, which is this guy here, and now it's on normal, right? And did I skip anything? I see my igniter is still on. Make sure that I didn't skip that. Maybe I just come to it. I must have skipped it, right? Let's see. Starter switch off, engine instruments, generator, fuel boost, standby power. Okay, so I think standby power. I think that's where I'm at now. Standby power switch should be off, and then standby electric power and op should be turned on, which it is. Okay, avionics 1 and 2 can go on, and my avionics become alive. That's a good time for me to go ahead and turn my transponder on. Go ahead and set this guy on. Okay. So I'm looking good. All my radios are on. I actually don't need an ADF radio. I'm trying to remember if there's an ADF station here at KRDU, but I don't recall. Yeah, there is. It's the Levy. Okay. Let's see. But I'm not going to use the ADF. All right. Now, let's go ahead and put our headset on. cut down some of the noises. Alright, so now we've got a headset on, and that should make the engine noises a lot more tolerable and help you guys hear me a lot more. In fact, I'm not so sure how much I mean you guys were able to hear. Alright, so let's keep going here. Fuel boats, standby power, avionics 1 and 2, suction gauge is in the green, cabin heat and venting as desired. It's actually a beautiful day outside. What do we got? We got about 55 degrees Fahrenheit, so and it's sunny, so we don't need any. If it was cloudy, we would need to turn on a little heat at 55, but by being sunny, it's short sleeve weather outside. All right, and radios as required. Now we are at Oxford-Henderson, so let's jump in right here and go to our waypoint information and get our AWAS frequency. 118.62. Unicom is 122.8, and there is no tower, so we'll go ahead and put 1228 in the box here and flip that in, and we are happy with our radios. Let's take a look at the runway just to refamiliarize ourselves. Actually, I'd rather use the key here. Alright, and zoom in. Alright, so we got 24 and 06, and depending on the winds, we'll determine which runway we're going to use. So let's go ahead and listen to our ADAS on COM 2. Alright, so there's it's COM 2.
Henderson Oxford weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 13, dew point -15. Altimeter 2992.
Now, let me turn that off, and I did not, well, I did set weather. Yeah, sometimes that sounded a lot like stable weather, default weather. But anyway, we'll go with it. The weather has been set, and why it didn't change, because the altimeter should be 2986, but we'll live with where it's at. All right, so go to the next page, and that's this is pretty much the same thing, except for it uses a GPU start. We've already started, and this is page 2 of the GPU start. All right, so we are ready to get our taxi instructions. Now, two things here. I've got a couple of annunciators on, and so I have had to have missed something. Okay, so start igniter check on, and let's see, so I'm wondering why I'm still seeing this igniter on. I know how to turn it off. Didn't mean to hit that. So that should be on arm. Okay, so I know how to turn it off, and then the standby electric is in op, so I know how to turn that off. And see that this igniter can go to normal. I'm just gonna turn them off. I don't know why it's still on. Maybe somewhere further along in the list that I get to it, but if I do, then that's fine. because it's just a checklist to make sure that I've picked up those items. All right, so taxi. All right, taxi lights as required, and I'm gonna turn on my taxi lights, and beacon light is on, and I am ready to taxi. Let's do another ASOS check. I think this is ASOS and not a ADOS.
Henderson Oxford weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 13, dew point -15. Altimeter 2992.
Okay, so that did not change. All right, so wind is calm. That means that we can use either, and the according to the windsock, we probably want to favor using the 06. So we'll go down to 06 and take off there. And so let's make a radio call. Oxford-Henderson traffic, Caravan 682 Tango Foxtrot is taxiing to runway 06, departing to the south. Oxford-Henderson. All right, so, and this was 2992, which is 210. Now I should actually, I don't fly in the, I do not fly in the anywhere where I would need to use inches of what is it called? I think it's called inches of mercury, HPA. Well, this 1013. I think I know that's 2992. I believe, or at least I believe it's 2992. But I think I should really swap this one for this one, because that way I can set my barometer and numbers that I understand. And for any of you guys who are wondering about the panel, this is a good opportunity to see how I do it. So let me just go here to the panel, and I am going to enable 3D panel edit mode. So now I can just grab this guy and I'm going to drop it right here. All right, so I'm going to grab this guy and I'm going to bring it over, drop it there, and I'm going to take this guy and drop it right here and turn the edit mode off and see how it looks. Make sure I got it lined up appropriately. And yeah, I think I could live with this. This I might have been able to, well, I think I can live with that, yeah. So I don't think I did a bad job. All right, so 2992. All right. And then this is the co-pilot side, and so I'm gonna set that field elevation of 500 basically. Let's see, the field elevation is 526. So yeah, that's good cross check. All right, so let's make this happen. All right, so I've already made my radio call, and let's go ahead and get our taxi on. Let me go back up here to general and bring this guy back up. So taxi lights as required, and I got taxi lights on. Brake check. Right brake, left brake, both brake. Clear right, clear left, And we're going to do a hard swing. We are on our way to runway 06. All right. I guess we can close this down during the taxi. And clear right and clear left. Okay, so we are getting there. Alright, so I don't really need brakes. I understand that those are not recommended when you can control speed with the prop, which is a lot cheaper because, you know, feathering that prop doesn't really cost you anything, but riding those brakes, you know, mean that, hey, there's a maintenance item called brake replacement. So yeah. All right, so we'll go up here and look for a little run-up area. Not sure they have one up here, but if they do, we'll use it. If not, then we'll just point the prop away from the taxiway and runway. So we'll figure it out, right? Okay. And one thing I really should do is I should turn up these panel lights. Even though I don't have any problem seeing stuff, I've learned that it's just when I'm making a video, it just helps you guys see what I'm doing a lot better. So yeah, get some lights on the panel because they can look dark. Okay, so I am gonna turn into the wind here. All right, and let's get our brake set and see what we look like. So yeah, okay, this is what we look like. So, and the reason why I do this, we do it this way, so any fodder or debris that we pick up blows back out over the field, not down the taxiway or towards the runway. Okay, and of course, it's always, if we have wind, it's always good to point the nose into the wind at the same time as not blowing it back over areas that could cause other aircraft problems. All right, so let's get our checklist back up. And before takeoff, parking brake is set, seat belts. Let me lock my chair wheels so I can mash on my rudders without pushing myself away from them. Okay. Controls, just boxing here, free and correct, and instruments. Okay, so what I want to do is I am going to take off, what is this, runway 6, right? Because this is going to put us up towards the north. So let's set this guy here to runway heading. I don't know if you can see that, so let me zoom in and get rid of this yoke here. And zoom in, put that on 6. Alright. And make sure that this guy is set, and it is. Okay, 2992. And okay, boost switch. Make sure that that's in normal. And for your boost is, let's say, hold on, let me make sure I got the right, yeah. Recheck for normal. For your boost, yeah. So the words at the bottom, because it actually looks like this is would go with this, but it actually go to the top. All right, so that's normal. All right, so we're good there. Fuel tank selectors still on. Oxygen is not an issue on this flight. It's only 30 nautical miles to the south, and so fuel quantity is still good. Make sure that we didn't have a leak anywhere. You know, anything is possible. Firewall stuff. So we'll recheck. Pushed in. Elevator trims that look good. This trim here looks good, and this trim there looks good. All right, power lever, set that for 400. So this is 400 foot-pounds. So this is the gauge we want. We want to bring it up to about 400. So let's get it up. I hear stuff rising. Alright. And bring it down just a touch. Alright, that's close enough. Alright, and then suction check. Alright, suction looks good. Volt amp. Alright, check and return selected to battery. So let's check the volts. And got about that's about what, 28, and then return it to battery. Battery looks good. Fuel pressure switch, auto, then release. Okay, fuel pressure switch. Let's see, auto, then release. Okay, bear with me, guys. All right, I think that's gonna be see, this is starter, fuel boost, auto. No, that's not the one I want. Would help if I read and stop guessing what stuff says. I'm looking for fuel pressure, and it actually says boot pressure, which is this guy. So auto and release. So auto and release. I did hit it. This should light up. Okay, I thought I hit it. All right, then release. Then that should light up. Okay, there we go. And it should do that 3 times. That was number 1, number 2, and number 3. All right, so that tested out. All right, and then manual. So Let's see, for manual, see, that was auto then release. And for manual, we're gonna hold it, and this should come on within 6 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006. Well, maybe I need to release it. Let's see, so that did not test out the way I was expecting. All right, boot pressure switch manual and hold. De-ice pressure annunciation check on within 6 seconds. So you know what? I think I hit the prop. My bad. 1001, 1002. Okay, there we go. And that worked. Yeah, I was on prop earlier. That's why I didn't test out. Okay. And inertia separator check, and that's pulled out. And we want to push it in and look for a drop, a rise, and I say, where's our rise? See, inertia separator bypass is visible. Okay, okay, inertia separator is on bypass. Okay, we just go with it. Engine instruments check. Okay, everything is looking good. Green. Fuel flow is pretty high, but I'm at 400 foot-pounds. Let's see, everything is where it should be. Overspeed governor, and we need to check this first flight of the day. So this is this guy, so I'm gonna press it, and 1650 on the RPM, so that looks good. 1650 plus or minus 60. All right, and then power lever can go back to idle. Okay. And then standby power check. Okay, standby power check. All right. So, okay, now this is where I would have turned off the standby, I think. Okay. Standby power switch should be on. All right. And generator load should be about 30, and it is. All right. And then alternator should verify near 0. Yep. So I'm good there. And go to the next page. All right, generator switch trip. Okay, so that's this guy, and we're gonna bring it down to trip and check. Say, so when we do that, then we will check for alternate amps and 28 volts. Okay, and then volts 28. Okay, so that worked. Standby electric power annunciator should be on, and it is. And generator is off. Okay, I should have hit the reset switch here. All right. And now, standby. Okay. Return this guy to battery. All right. So I'm kind of a little bit out of order here, but the power switch, the standby electric power in our illuminator is off. Autopilot, verify pre-flight tests. Now with respect to the autopilot, the only thing I know, I don't know if I've seen a test button on this guy here. So the way I normally test it is just to turn it on and kind of observe that it's trying to set. All right, so it's trying to set trim, and yeah,
Caution.
so yeah, so I'm satisfied that it's working. All right, prop anti-icing pre-flight. Okay, so prop anti-ice switch should go to auto, and I'm actually raise up the flight idle, the condition level to high, because I understand that this test can pull a lot of power. All right, so all right, and prop anti-ice, check that it's in the green arc. Yep, it did. And I'm looking at this guy here. Okay, and then prop manual, green arc, and pitot heat should be on when the temperature is below 4 degrees Celsius, which is not. So I'm not going to turn it on. I'm just going to turn it off and back on. Let's see. I just want to see if it's modeled to do any draws on the generator, and it is. So yeah, that's a good test there. Back the battery, and let's see. Install heat, windshield heat, and prop heat as required. Avionics and radio set and check. Okay, avionics is altitude reporting, and avionics is good. And what I can do is set this guy to, let's see, what do we want to fly to Raleigh on? We'll do 2,500. Well, we'll do 30. See, east is odd, and we are going, let's see, which way are we flying? Flight plan, map. And let's see, I actually didn't finish putting in the flight plan. Let's see, so add waypoint, KRDU, enter, and now let's look and see. And east is odd, so we are going westward, and west is even, so we'll do 25. Yeah, we'll keep it low. All right, and so we'll do 25. And so we'll set this to 25 and capture that. All right, and let's see, where else are we? Let's see. Boy, this run-up's taking forever, isn't it? All right. Strobe. Let's see. All right. Avionics. Okay. Strobe lights and landing lights. Okay, that's when we're getting ready to take the runway. So I guess we can go ahead and line up. All right. So let's kill our brakes. And I'm not that guy who usually do anything from outside the aircraft, but thought it'd be cool to just show it. All right. All right, clear left, clear right. Oxford-Henderson traffic. Caravan 682 Tango Foxtrot is taking runway 06, departing to the south, Oxford-Henderson. Okay. So landing lights can come on. Road lights can come on. Condition can go to 4. Flaps can be set for takeoff, 10 degrees. And I think we're in takeoff configuration. Now let's make sure that these guys turn appropriately. All right, so yeah, they are turning. The ball is adjusting. All right, so we are good to go. All right. So VR is rotate. It's going to be 70 knots. Climb is going to be 85 with flaps in, and 115 with flaps out. You can raise our flaps above 90. Okay. And let's see. There's something else that I want to make a note of. Oh yeah, the prop RPMs is so yeah, we just ITT limited here, so we go up and now I'm good right here. And foot off the brakes, heels to the floor. The right rudder, hold it. Okay, 60, 70, rotate. Okay, 90, so flaps can come up. And climb is 115. Okay. So we're at 1,000. Go ahead and make this make a left downwind departure here. Flaps are up. Landing lights can go off. We're at 1,500, 1,000 to go. Prop back to about let's get in there where we can see what we're doing. Bring that prop back to about 1690, and we need to keep an eye on our nose attitude. Do some trimming. So let's go ahead and engage the autopilot. So y'all damper can come on. Set the CDI to GPS check and we'll engage the nav and turn the autopilot on. And vertical speed, vertical climb is going to be, let's see, so I need to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. And VS is this guy, and then up, 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 and we'll do 500 and set that guy to capture 25. All right. So, what a wonderful aircraft to fly, guys. All right, so let's check out instruments. Foot-pounds is in the green. Prop is about 1710. Can come down just a tad. Actually, if we go ahead and turn off our inertial separator, we should get a little slight rise. Pull back that prop just a touch. Alright. We've captured our cruise altitude. Our cruise speed is, we can use a table. Actually, I can turn some of this stuff off because it's a little distracting. Cruise clam, let's see, maximum clam is not going to be applicable. Cruise, ice protection is required. Static heat, it's not needed. Prop is between 16 and 19. Yep. And power setting by the table. I'm not going to use the table. And for descent, then we just need to check our altimeter when we get the ATOS from Raleigh. Okay, all right. And before landing, make sure our fuel tanks are still on. Yep. And weather is not applicable. Prop is gonna go to forward. Make sure that we do a glumps test check. Okay, so I'm going to turn that taxi light off too, and we're cruising at 120 knots. Don't need the weather radar today. If I did, then I could turn it on, and I've got several different modes, and this would paint, it would, yeah, so that would be another video. Maybe we'll fly during some inclement weather at some point. All right, so we're just in cruise, and let's go ahead and tune to Raleigh. Raleigh is going to be ATOS is 123.8, so let's just flip that over. And ground is, well, we're going to talk the tower first, so let's go ahead and put that in. Tower for our side of the airport is usually going to be 127.45, so let's go ahead and put that in. I got two different ways I can put it in. I can put it in here, which make it a no-brainer, 12745, and I can actually go ahead and make that active, or I could put it in here. I'm going to put ground on standby, which is 121.9. So 121, and you can see it changing here. 9. Okay, so ground's on standby, and tower's active. Okay, and I am ready to to get my ADA, so I'm gonna just kill that guy there. And let's see, American is in holding, probably for RDU. Let's see, so let's go ahead and zoom in. Like, we got 22 nautical miles to RDU. And that shouldn't take us very long. Actually, might be able to get yeah. So yeah. Okay. So we're about 10 minutes out at 2500.
Raleigh-Durham INTL information.
Let me turn that down a little bit. Is there a volume button on this thing? I don't know.
Raleigh-Durham INTL information India. 1800 Zulu weather. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 14, dew point -15. Altimeter 2992. Arriving runways 05 left, 05 right, 32. Departing runways 05 left, 05 right, 32. Advise on initial contact. You have India.
India. And I think winds will come. Now, for some reason, I'm not getting my weather injector's not setting my weather. Let's see. So let's do this here. All right. Well, maybe it just set it. I don't know. Did see something change, but I do have a weather injector on, and my wind should be variable 3108 gusting to 15, and I'm not seeing that being reflected when I play it.
Raleigh-Durham INTL information India. 1800 Zulu weather. Wind calm.
Yeah. So with that said, I'm not sure which, but I tell you what, I think what I'm gonna do is use what's in the sim here. So I'm entering from the south, so I'm entering from the north. I'm flying to the south, and 2, 3. See, 5 would point me north, so I am gonna need to do a downwind. Okay. Pattern for a turbo is going to be 2000, so let's go ahead and dial 2000 into the autopilot, 2000 feet, and let's go ahead and get down the pattern now. Let's see, so I want to go down. Let's see, do it this way so we can see what we're doing. All right, so I want to go down, and let's see, vertical speed there, that's what I'm missing, down, and we do 500 feet, and that's armed, so it should capture, and we've already started that descent. And the only thing that we need to do was adjust our altimeter, and I'm not sure which one of these guys I'm better off using, whether I should go ahead on and I should be getting back down to cruise. Let's see, 2986 and 2992. I'm just going to keep it at 2992. Well, ForeFlight shows 2986 too, so actually 2987. So I am going to change this guy. There's my airport, and I need to get on the right side, so it's gonna become my airplane. Right. Yaw damper can come off, flight director can come off, and it's my airplane. And let me look out the window and make this turn. Find my airport. I think it's behind my compass there. All right, hold my altitude. And the plan is to do a downwind and land on 5. Okay, Raleigh Tower, Caravan 682 Tango Foxtrot is 8 miles to the north inbound, expecting runway 5 right. Fly right downwind, runway 5 right, 682 Tango Foxtrot. All right, so where's my airport? You guys see it? So see it here on the map, and check my altitude. Make sure that I'm trying to lower my nose so I can see where my airport is, and I don't want to drop too far down below pattern. So let's turn back this way. Look for the airport. Should be off. I think I see it. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Yep. All right. So let's make this 45-degree entry for this right downwind. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do a glance check. Gas. Fuel pump can go on, and check my tanks. All right, lights. landing lights can come on. Undercarriage is fixed. Mixture is conditioned, and props 4. Okay. That puts us in landing configuration. And we're on downwind, and entering downwind. Okay. So Raleigh has 2-3, and so if we fly 2-3, then that should keep us parallel to the runway. It's hard to see over the column here. I mean, over the dash. Okay. And let's see, we'll look out and see about where we are. All right. Yep, we parallel. All right. Soon be coming up on midfield. So we did our glumps, gears fixed, landing lights are on, tanks are on both, and fuel pump is on. All right. Getting a little low for our turboprop status. Okay. Raleigh Tower, Caravan 682 Tango Foxtrot is midfield, runway 5 right. Clear to land, runway 5 right. 682 Tango Foxtrot. Okay, so they gave me my landing clearance pretty early, which works for me, and I don't see any traffic out there, so I guess that works for them. All right. So go ahead and pull that prop down, try to get us a good 500 foot per minute descent. And runway is about 45. And 10 degrees of flaps. That should slow us down, and we'll go ahead and make that turn to base. Okay, so we want roughly between 75 and 85 knots over the threshold, and about 65 to 70 on touchdown. That would be ideal. Okay, we're on base. this is why you do spend all that time doing touch and go, so that you can learn how to make these maneuvers. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn final. So we've already been cleared to land and don't see any traffic out there. And runway is coming in the view. We're up under our glide slope. Trim. 1 mile final. Thanks for a flight. Flaps. Getting a little slow here. All right. Let's find our runway. A little bit fast now. All right. And try to track that center line a little better. Did land on the mains. Thing you do want to do shortly after touching down is try not to delay going into beta. All right. Want the best landing, but considering my familiarity with this aircraft, I'll take it. All right. Let's see if we can't get our chat list back up. After landing, flaps up. Ice protection off. Standby power can go off. All right, FLTT condition, bring that down, and now I can come out of beta since I've got the condition brought back. Okay, strobes can come off, landing lights can come off, taxi lights can go on, and Raleigh Tower, Caravan 682 Tango Foxtrot is clear the runway. Round on 121.9. All right. Hear nobody transmitting. Clear Raleigh ground. Caravan 682 Tango Foxtrot is request taxi to parking. Correction, taxi to the FBO. We are looking for a TAC error, sir. Taxi via Alpha Charlie Juliet 2 Caravan 682 Tango Foxtrot. Have a good day. All right, so we got our taxi instructions to the hangar, and let's go ahead and make this happen. FLTT, so we did flaps, lights, trim, and transponder. We just go to standby. Okay, so we're on Alpha, and then say Alpha Charlie Juliet 2. All right, so this is Charlie coming up. So we make this left onto Charlie, and I know from experience that we're gonna make a right onto Juliet. And this is Juliet 1, and we're gonna turn left on the Juliet 2. So yeah, guys, the Thranda have a runway incursion there, a taxiway incursion, Juliet 2, and turn off these labels. And okay, so at Raleigh-Durham, landmark would be to the left and TAC arrows to the right, and directly ahead is the general aviation passenger terminal. Okay, so we go up here, and it looks like the marshals took the day off, so we have to park ourselves, and we just park right here beside this Cessna. Looked like a 152 there. And all right, let's see how we did. I'm always interested to see how we did. And wow, we are right on the money, guys. Don't need a marshaller. Can't always do that. Shucks, I forgot to turn on my inertial separator when I, anyway. Let's just be thankful we didn't pick up any fodder. All right, brakes are set. Okay, avionics switches can go off. Standby power can go off. Let's see, standby. That's our standby power. Shucks. Let's see. Yeah, that's already off. Fuel boost switch can go off. bleed air, heat, and ventilation can go off. We didn't actually have to mess with those. ITT needs to stabilize at the minimum. Let's see. Let's look and see what we got here. NG is already at 52, and we need to be there at least a minute so we can go ahead and feather the prop. And yeah, let's get that guy feathered. Let's see. Okay, feathered, and then we can turn that guy off. Okay, oxygen is not a concern. Turn our fuel tanks off. We didn't use any oxygen, so that's still turned off. And I'm hearing a little beep. Okay, lights. Taxi can go off. I'm gonna leave the beacon on, and then battery can go off. All right, and I already turned the fuel selectors off, and then we can throw the tie downs on and put on some chocks. Where's my chocks? And we are good. Actually, did I turn the chocks off? Yeah, I did. All right, put them back on. All right, so yeah, we are good. We are parked, and I'm just gonna see if this guy's on the ground or does it still appear to be floating. Let's take the chocks off. Still floating just a bit, and I'm not sure whether that's a function of probably a function of my scenery. I don't normally get that, but anyway, guys, the Caravan 675 by Thranda with the GTN 750, and it's been a wonderful flight. I hope that this introductory flight, this introduction to this aircraft has been as good for you as it was for me. All right, guys. Until next time.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.